storm system that's going to be moving through the Midwest portion next week. We are going to see all three types of weather with this system. We're going to have the chance of some severe weather or even rain mixed into ice accumulation into snow. So we'll break that down, take a quick look at it, and see what's going on with it and the timing of it. Good news is, though, it's not looking to be as dominant as what this last snowstorm was. That is the one good news with this system. However, the bad news is with it, we are going to see a chance of seeing some ice with this system as the current model does suggest. Now, we are recording this as of 11 o'clock on January 5th of 2023. This model is 168 plus hours out, so we do expect to see things change. What is a factor in this is going to be as well, is going to be depending on how warm those temps we can get up into next week. If those temps do continue to stay above freezing, melt a lot of the snow off, we will see this system more of a ice and a rain system. If this system does stay the way that we are looking at it and keeps the temps cooler, we are looking at more of a snow system with this. So as we do take a quick look at the models and the timing of this system, keep in mind, again, that we are 168 hours out. This is one model that we are looking at. The GFS is also suggesting a system pushing through. It is not saying a substantial amount of snow either. So that is a good news with this one. Now, the European model was exactly on with this last snowstorm system. So we kind of favoritize that just a little bit here at T-Storm Chasers. Now, other news stations and other weather agencies will tell you different, to not just look at one model. And we don't. We don't look at just one model. However, in this instance, what we are going to take a look at is going to be just one model. So let me put that into factor here. Now take a look at the time there so you guys do know what time this was recorded, so you guys have the latest information on this. So as we put the model into play here, we'll go into Wednesday when we start to see this storm starting to build. Now Wednesday over the Pierre area, about 12 Zulu, so about 6 o'clock in the morning is when we start to see that system start to form just a little bit. Now Wednesday about 18 Zulu, so that's going to be about your lunchtime. We are seeing it starting to move in from the western South Dakota portion. Now as we go into the evening there, we do see that a lot of the state is dominant with this ice storm system. As we do put the model into motion, that pushes it eastward and comes into the Sioux Falls area overnight. So again, we're going to have to watch our temps. We're going to have to watch how cold things get and if it does melt the snow. If it does melt the snow some and temps do stay above that freezing point for a while, we're going to see this system as more of an ice system. But if it drops those temps enough, we're going to see that as a snow system. Now, the reason we're talking about this is because this model has been consistently showing a snow pattern with it over the last couple days. I would say the last 3 days is what we have seen with this. As we put the model into motion there, about your commute to work, about 6 o'clock in the morning is what we are seeing it still sitting over Sioux Falls area. Now, as we go into your lunchtime, we do see a little bit of a wraparound. Do take note there that right above by Grand Island, Omaha area, we are seeing the heavier band of snow. Now, earlier yesterday, that was pushed into the Sioux Falls area. So that's why I'm saying watch this model run quick and close a little bit, because we're 174 hours out. We have seen things change. As we go into the next slide here, we do see that that system does sit over the top of us just a little bit coming into Thursday night for your commute home. Again, notice this area here where the heavier stuff is at down by the Omaha area. So this system has pushed a little further south, but it's been showing consistently on our model runs. Now that was 180 hours out. One thing I do want to take a look at too, and this is where a little bit of the scary factor comes into play as well, is going to be where we're looking at this system, again, have the potential of seeing some ice accumulation with this. And as we take a look at that, we're going to put this into motion here. And as you can see, as the system starts to come in on Wednesday, that's starting to bring the ice in as well. Now, as we look at the 12 Zulu, so about 6 o'clock in the morning, we do see some ice accumulation there as well. Now, again, we're 168 hours out. Things change. Temperatures are going to be a factor, and things are going to change with that as well. Look at that huge area that is being impacted by ice, and that is going to be on by Friday morning, that area that in purple is going to be impacted by some form of ice with this system. Now, again, earlier model runs yesterday was saying that this is all snow, and this is a substantial amount of snow with it. So right now, with this latest model run that we are looking at, it's not a substantial amount of snow. We're looking at about 2 to 3 inches with this as well on top of the ice. So it's definitely a system that we are keeping an eye on. Things are definitely changing. Yesterday, again, those models were 8 to 10 inches for the Sioux Falls area. So, again, I do caution you to take this to heart and say that this is happening. This is going to be an example of what is probability of happening, possibility of happening. This is, again, one model run, but we here favoritize the European model, which has been consistent with our winter storm systems. But, again, we're not saying that this is going to happen 100% in the way that it is set up. The GFS is also showing it as a snow system, pushing through with just a light dusting under an inch. So that's why I did say to certainly take this with a grain of salt and make it as if we're just making you weather aware, to start watching the weather, making a little bit of a plan for Wednesday into Thursday, just in case the system does come in and it brings it as a full grunt like the models have been consistently saying. So stay tuned with T-Storm Chasers. We'll continue to monitor the snowstorm system. We'll start going live with it and bringing you more updates, hopefully starting tomorrow as things start to come into play. And we will continue to monitor it and watch it closely. Stay tuned to T-Storm Chasers on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. And we will continue to update you guys on all the platforms. Thanks for joining me tonight. Have a great night.